Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jeff Living in the Philippines. It's now February the 15th, the morning after Valentine's Day, so I hope you're all sobered up and had a good evening. In today's video, I want to show you around my townhouse. Now, before I take you around, I just want to explain just a few things. When I first moved to the Philippines last year, I rented a two-bedroom house in Sahong in Mactan Island. Now, this was costing me 20,000 pesos a month. And originally he wanted 25, or should I say $500, but I got him down to $400. But because I reduced the rent, he took one AC away, a washing machine and a TV away. So, okay, I thought over time I could buy that and it would just work out just as cheap. One thing that I didn't account for is that when I was doing the rental agreement online, I asked him if it was near Pajo, and they said yes, it was. But when I finally got here, it wasn't near Pajo at all. It was at least 1 hour's drive away from Pajo. But I had already signed the agreement and everything else. Anyway, I lived in that house for 2 months, and it was in a compound which I don't particularly like. It was very close to each other. There's cockroaches everywhere. And of course, a week after I arrived, there was the typhoon Odette, which didn't help matters. We had no electricity, no Wi-Fi, no water. In fact, water, I had to walk across a field and carry bottles of water back to the house. The locals were very friendly, they were very nice and helpful, so I can't fault the Filipino people about that. But one thing I really did not like, and that was paying rent every month. I've never rented before. I've always owned my own house, and for someone to come knocking at your door every month on the last day of the month and you sit down with them counting out 20,000 pesos is not a very nice feeling. And I thought, why am I doing this? There must be a far better way than doing this. But anyway, I wanted to find a place near Pajo, whether it's rental or what, so I started looking. But because Song was so far away, I had to get jeepneys every day. And if it was raining or I had laundry to carry into the town because I didn't have a washing machine because I refused to pay the full rent, unless you've experienced a jeepney, they are not very user-friendly. Especially, I'm nearly 6 foot tall. You've got big bags. They try and cram as many people in the jeepneys as possible, and people will not move for you. So I had to get taxis when it was raining, or I had bags of shopping or laundry. So in a taxi, it was about 125, maybe sometimes 150, 175. It depends on the time of the day and who the taxi driver is. But if it was raining, I wasn't prepared to stand and wait for a jeepney, and especially in the evening at between 6 and 8 o'clock at night, they were just too crowded. So with bags, I decided to get a taxi. So I had jeepney fares and also had taxi fares, and I also had laundry to pay for as well, but that was just normal. I also had the electric, which was normal. I also paid for the water, which was from a well in the compound, and because of Odette, they had to get another generator in, and so we was charged extra for that as well. And because it was in a compound, I also had security to pay for. So in the end, when I worked it out, I was paying nearly 40,000 a month living at Song because of the fares and everything else. So having looked on all the vlogs, and everyone advised me in the Philippines, always rent, because if you don't like a place, you can leave and go somewhere else. Okay, that's fair, but I've travelled so much during my time working in the oil and gas that I wanted to settle down, but paying rent was just not my scene. Anyway, a house came up in Pajo, which was in walking distance to my friend's parents, and I got on very well with the family. And it was an ideal situation. The house wasn't a new house, it was old. It was nearly a 3-story, but it needed renovation. But what I paid for this house was 2.4 million. I personally, that was at that time last year, it was about 36,000 UK pounds, which you couldn't get a house in the UK for that price. So I agreed. Now, I went against everyone's advice about buying. Obviously, foreigners cannot buy a house. They can buy a condo, but not a house. So the house was in my friend's name. But I also had an agreement with the solicitor that if anything happened or we decided to go separate ways, I was allowed to stay in the house. That was the agreement. I was allowed to stay in the house until I die. So there are things that you can arrange with the solicitor, and a lot of it depends on the person that you're with at the time as well. If you're in England, you could live with someone and it doesn't work out. It's like all relationships, nothing's perfect, and especially when you're a foreigner, having a relationship with a Filipina is not easy because there are cultural differences, there's language barriers, you tend to have more arguments mainly due to misunderstandings. Not because they're a bad partner, but because they misunderstand what you say. Sometimes you talk too fast and they don't quite catch it. Sometimes you think they're ignoring you simply because they're trying to digest the words that you've said. But anyway, I bought the house for 2.4 million. Yes, it needed renovated, and I renovated it. It took about 7 or 8 months to renovate. But the good thing about it is I'm not paying rent anymore, and I'm not paying jeepneys anymore. I'm not paying taxes anymore. So I'm saving at least 35 to 40,000 a month. Okay, I've got electricity bill, which varies. Sometimes it's about 5,000 or 6,000 a month. I did have a deep well in the house, but I got rid of that and got MCWD water, which some people drink it. I personally don't drink it, but you can cook with it and you can wash with it and everything else, mainly because the well water that I had in the house, I had to go round every so often and unblock the taps because there was like a brown seaweedy plastic stuff that was blocking the pipes, and the water smelled, and we had problems with the pump sometimes if the water level was low and everything. Anyway, I invested in MCWD water, which I believe is Municipal Cebu Water District. Because we are in the Cebu district, we can get the water piped in. You pay for it. Admittedly, you pay for it, where with deep well water you don't, because it's in your house. But obviously you got, it depends on what you want. So we got it. I paid out the money to get the pipes put into the house, and now we got MCWD water with a compressor pump. I had a pump with the deep well as well, and also had a tank up in my roof for the deep well water to go up to, and the water was fed to the taps by gravity. But when I looked into the tank at the bottom, it was just brown slime, and you're washing with that. So anyway, I went against everyone's advice by deciding to buy my own house. Am I happy with it? 100% happy. Mainly because I can do what I want with it. Everything I buy is mine in the house. I don't have to pester anyone for repairs. I just get on with it and do it myself. If I want to alter anything, I can just do it myself. Okay, it costs a bit of money, but I would sooner have that than rely on a bad landlord that refuses or delays repairing stuff, or he won't come out for one reason or another, or he wants to put the rent up next year, which means if you can't afford it, you've got to move on, blah, blah, blah. Yes, there are issues with living in the town, and the only issues that I can find living in the town is probably the cockerels and the dogs, but you get used to them, they're nothing. The advantage with living in the town, as I'll show you when I go upstairs, is I'm 1 minute to the bus terminal for Cebu. I'm 5 minutes in a tricycle down to the port to get a boat across the water to Cebu. I can walk literally 5 minutes to Metro Superstore. I'm 5 minutes to my bank. I am 15 minute walk to the nearest hospital. I don't need for anything here. I can walk out of here at lunchtime and go and get a lunch for less than 150 pesos. If you live in the province, you don't have that. You've got to have your fridge stocked. You've got the peace and quiet, and you can look out your window and see banana trees and etc., etc. But there's only a certain amount of banana trees that you can look at. Here, I've got people around me. I'm known in the area now. Everyone is so friendly, and I don't want to be isolated. I'm happy in the city, and I don't want for anything in the city. And yes, I bought my own house in someone else's name, but an agreement that I can stay in here until I die, and I am happy with that. So I will get on with the house tour now and try to be as quick as I can, because I know people don't like watching videos too long. Okay, so I will just end it there for the time being until I start my house tour. Thank you very much and enjoy. Okay, this is my porch. This is, I've just had this water put in, so it's not covered yet. But this is my porch, with the water tank, with the pipe coming on the ground there. You can see that. That blue tank is just one that I just used for a spare, so that is not part of the system. So the water comes in, it goes through the pressure tank, into the pump, and into the house. But this is my porch. Okay, we're coming into the living room now. This, where the pillar is in the middle, was actually another room, so we knocked it down. So I got, all this is mine. It's not owned by a landowner, landlord or anything. All this is mine. I purchased this. I got cable TV, I got internet, I've got Netflix. I can get anything I want. I'm quite happy with that. The sofas I had made, coffee tables, and we bought, it was my ukulele there. Just shows you how I waste my time. But anyway, this is, this room here is where the washing machine is. This room here is a bit dark because but this is where I've got another toilet and shower there, which is not complete yet. I've still got to put mirrors and stuff on it, but I don't know, that is the stuff that comes out of the tap. It's disgusting. So anyway, that's that. Actually, where these two rooms are was where the stairs was. They had stairs here. So we knocked down the stairs and we rebuilt the rooms, and we got the stairs put over this side, which gives us more space. That was a room actually, but we knocked it down and we made the stairs there. I got water, drinking water there. We got a nice little bar, breakfast bar, and a nice kitchen. Remember, this is a townhouse. It's not a house in the province where you've got huge space, because we don't need huge space, and also you won't get properties like that in the city. But living in the city, we have got everything. So this is our kitchen, and just come up to the stairs now. Looking at it from this side, there's my doors, there's my living room, and everything. We're very happy here. This is mine, or ours. We don't rent it. We don't give anybody anything. It still needs to be, still a lot of work to be done on it. Pictures needs to be in, some small painting jobs and everything. But this is our landing. We made the landing bigger by knocking another bedroom down. So if I go to this end, you can see it more. We have another TV up here, in case one of us wants to watch something else that the other person doesn't want to watch. The main bedroom. I'll go then this side to see. That's a spare bedroom, and that is going down the stairs there. There we come into the main bedroom. Little Teddy sleeping in the corner. Still needs decorating, pictures, but it's getting there. Small balcony. Bathroom, ensuite bathroom with bath, shower, coming into the other rooms now. That's a spare room. Just rubbish in it, junk, until we get ourselves sorted out and the porch sorted out. This is a spare room. Makeup room, really. This room was a mess when we first got it. This was all concrete, air vent, window outside was in this cupboard, but we built it all up now. So it's quite nice. But like I said, it still needs a bit of work. Going up the stairs. Now this is my fitness room, my painting room, when I start getting some canvases, but this is what this is utilised for. When we came here, it didn't have a roof, it was just open. So, with my exercise bike, that goes into the roof where the water tank is, where they're all closed in. I've got my weights, I've got another water thing that we got free with. We bought something and we got that free. I think it was a TV. So anyway, we kept it as a spare. I've got my easel and stuff that I will utilise for painting. But look at this. That is Pajo bus terminal. I've shown it in another video. But look, over in the foreground is Cebu or Mandawi, the mountains going towards Mandawi. Now, see that orange building? That's Super Metro. That's how close I am to Super Metro. And if you go to the other side, see that? That is the old bridge from Pajo across to Mandawi. It goes over the channel. There's a channel in between, which takes about 5 minutes to cross by car. But that is the bridge that goes across to Mandawi. And that is about living in the city. I can get any bus from here. Look how many buses I've got to choose from. Any bus from here to Cebu. They're on the other side, because this has been ruined by Typhoon Odette, but on the other side, as you can see through the gap there, there's some food stalls that they've set up, but on the other side there is also the tricycles where they line up, so I can get a tricycle to any place locally I want to. I can get on a bus, any bus that goes to SM Mall in Cebu. So all they do, they come out of the terminal, turn right, top of the road, and they can turn left into over the bridge. Yeah, over the bridge there, sorry. Over the bridge, and that takes you into Mandawi, or the bus can go further down into Cebu. You don't get this in the province. Admittedly, I can look out of my window in the province, or I've never lived in the province, but I've lived out in the country in UK, and sometimes it can be scary. But here I've got everything, absolutely everything. People even park their private cars here at a small price. But the building's there with the green paint. There's a bank there, there's a laundrette there, there is an LBC, which is a postal courier place there. There's other shops there, beauty shops, opticians, chemists or pharmacy, all within walking distance. And the best thing about it, there's another bus just come in. Very regular service. They don't have timetables as such, or bus stops as such. It's just a matter of just telling the driver when you want to get off. And that is basically it. But the good thing about it, it's mine. Living in the city, no rent. MCWD water, no more dirty well water. It's alright. Renovation, all paid by me, but it's well worth it because I'm not supporting someone else's mortgage, and that is one of my biggest hates. I don't like paying someone else's mortgage for them when I've owned all my own houses myself. So yes, I'm happy here. For me, it's spacious enough, and I've got everything I need here. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Still got to put pictures on the walls and do some little odd jobs, but it's coming. It's coming, and it will be a nice home. forever and forever. Love you with all my heart. Love you whenever we're together. Love you when we're apart. And when at last I find you, your song will fill the air. Sing it loud so I can hear you. Make it easy to be near you. All the things you do endear you to me. Oh, you know